Sawadee. Welcome to another edition of So You're Going to Thailand. Today I'm going to be focusing on something that is quite popular among tourists and travellers to Thailand, and that would be elephant sanctuaries as well as tiger sanctuaries. Over the last 10-15 years there has been quite a broadening of knowledge and education in regards to the treatment of animals in Thailand at these locations. These activities have been very popular among travellers since Thailand has become such a popular tourist destination. And so I think especially it's very important for travellers to be aware of what they are doing when they visit these places. I think it's very important that travellers do a lot of research before they go and visit these sanctuaries, because sometimes it can be hard to distinguish between sanctuaries that are seeking to profit off of the animals, and you will find these are the ones where they can be mistreating the tigers and the elephants, or the actual proper sanctuaries where they are given lots of space and the right care that they need to live in these areas. Especially from myself, I remember as a young kid growing up in Thailand, when people always visited, we would always take them to this Thai tiger temple located in Kanchanaburi. This Thai tiger temple was a very popular place for tourists. When I was younger, living in Thailand with my family, we would always take travellers to the temple, get photos with these tigers. This is before social media, when it really started to become popular to have a photo with these beautiful animals on your Facebook and your Instagram. But this, in the last 5 to 10 years, it has really started. There has been much more action from the Thai government over the last 5 to 10 years in making sure that these tigers aren't being mistreated. These tigers are often heavily sedated, and they're chained with little more than 1 to 2 meters, and they're given little space to roam every day. They're stuck in cages, being made to take photos with people for up to 8 to 10 hours. 8 to 10 hours a day, and you know what? I got photos with tigers. This was as a younger child, when I didn't quite understand the concept, or wasn't old enough to know better, or wasn't well educated on the subject itself. For example, I can give you a story. When I was about 8 years old, we visited this sanctuary in Kanchanaburi, which is about 3 hours outside of Bangkok. And what happened was, the tigers were in this massive canyon, and it had been raining heavily for the last day or two. And we were down the canyon. There was probably about 8 to 9 tigers. Some were chained, some were not chained, but there was a lot of the carers that were around. At the bottom of the canyon had built a massive puddle as a result of the rain. And we were down there, and there was just something weird about the vibe. I distinctly remember it. And we were down there, and we're getting photos with the tigers and whatnot, mum and dad, and the people that we were with. And out of nowhere, this rock, probably about this big, dropped and fell into the puddle, and it kind of spooked the tigers. And they were started to act a bit weird, and the carers were aware of this. So they were trying to calm down the tigers. Everyone continued taking photos. The carers assured everyone, it's okay, everything's fine, it's all good. Then about 5 minutes later, we hear this massive crack, and all of a sudden, I reckon, there was probably close to 5 ton of rock had just collapsed off the face of the canyon into the puddle. There was one tiger that was sitting on the end of the puddle. It bolted straight away, and so did the other 8. They've all just rushed up towards the entrance of the canyon. The carers have had to grab these tigers that have all just been absolutely spooked beyond all belief. My mum's picked me up. My dad's picked my brother up out of fear that these tigers are just going to go absolutely ballistic. They were it took about probably 10-15 minutes. We all had to stand as still as possible. I distinctly remember this. It was just one of the most surreal moments where we were just standing there and had 9 tigers that have all just rushed, like scared. Oh, it was it was crazy. And I think from then it that kind of stuck with me for a long time. Back to, as I was saying, these tiger sanctuaries, that specific one was shut down, I think about 4 or 5 years ago, because they were found that they were using the tiger blood and selling it to profit off of these beautiful animals, and out of a temple, no less, which is, the Thais are very spiritual, beautiful people. So I think a lot of people were turned off by that, and especially up in Chiang Mai, there's a lot of sanctuaries. So I just think it's I can't stress enough how important it is to do your research when doing these activities, because some of them you will find that your money is getting put to fantastic use. So whether that's research or resources for the elephants as well. So I just think it's very important that you do that. That's all for today. If you have any other questions, comments, please drop them in the comment box below. Subscribe, follow me. Thanks again for your time, and until next time, Sawadee khap.